Be safe, hydrate, and we'll see you at the finish line. 3, 2, 1, let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey there, race fans. This is Cooper. I thought we'd try something a little different today, so I'm going to try a little bit of commentary here. So if you don't like listening to my voice, you might want to try a different video. All right. So anyway, as you can see, we just started the race. This is my 4th crit. First 2 crits, you know, I was dropped in DNF essentially just as a result of my lack of comfort riding in a group. I haven't done a whole lot of group rides up to that point, so it's not really surprising how it turned out. Anyway, second or third race rather, my entire strategy was to stay sheltered and make sure I drafted, so I wanted to last the race and actually finish. As such, I kind of just took myself out of the race. I didn't really do much other than just try to hold wheels at all costs. Succeeded, finished the race, although I didn't really participate in the race so much. I just kind of rode wheels and played it very conservative. So the next time out, meaning this race, I planned on, trying to actually take part in the race and do some things, work on staying at the front of the pack, work on my lines a bit. All the while making sure I kept sheltered and drafted as much as possible, and I wanted to finish the race and potentially do all right in it. So we'll see how that goes. You can see right there up on my left is Dave, local guy here in West Austin. Met him at the race before. So as you see, we just kind of finishing up the first lap here. Turns out it was the same course as the last race I did, which is good from a point of view. This is pretty untechnical course. There's really only this one kind of technical spot right up here, this kind of an uphill, hard 180 turn back to our right. But the rest of the course, it's very straight and mellow. So it works out all right from keeping the power in check. Not a lot of bursts needed. But it turns out it's not an overly exciting race course, so not a lot of crazy, interesting stuff to watch here. So as you can see here, we just kind of went through the start-finish, or actually just the finish, and we're coming up through where we started, this little tight 180 corkscrew, and then back down a little bit. So that's one lap. Lap times were just over 2 minutes typically. But all in all, pretty mellow race course. So here we are a little bit farther into the second lap, and the guy in front of me, I guess just chain reaction, he kind of slows down. I have to hit my brakes. The guy behind me hits his brakes. People are yelling at him. He's apologetic. Anyway, I'm like, well, it's too much accordion going on, so I kind of move up a little bit here. Just kind of cruise up a little bit, taking it easy, letting my momentum carry me forward all the way through this turn, and get through the turn and jump back on a wheel and keep right on going. So one of the things in particular I wanted to make sure to work on today was being more towards the front of the pack. Back farther in the pack, going up this corkscrew is really you really have to hit the brakes a lot and then really burst over the top to get back going. So I really worked on staying closer to the front where the accordion wasn't so bad, and then you just kind of be able to float up and over that corkscrew without having to hit the brakes any, and just kind of give it a little push over the top to start getting you going downhill right here. Just tuck in and draft on around the turn. Right up in front of me to the right there, 856. That's Justin Stoker, who is a fellow mountain bike racer. It's kind of surprised to see him out, and come to find out he'd been doing a few crit races too. He, like me, the end of the mountain bike season wrapped up in May, and you're still, me and I guess Justin as well, we were pretty still looking forward to doing some races, and so at that point you don't have much option except to get out and do some road racing, I guess. But it's been a lot of fun. I can definitely recommend it to anybody that's been on the fence about if they thought they'd enjoy a crit race or not. I found it extremely exciting. So here we are kind of at the start of lap 6, just kind of came out of this corkscrew. You know, I'm just jumping back on the wheel. You hear him kind of hit his brakes. I saw this happen a lot. I don't know if people braking on this downhill. So, I mean, previously, whenever I was being really cautious, I would have braked too, just to hold the wheel. But this week, I, you know, just let my momentum carry me forward and grab a wheel later on. Now, currently, I'm kind of out in the wind a little bit, but kind of tuck in here and start drafting properly again.
Taken care of, but again, those kids very.
So kind of on the last lap, I kind of got a little bit farther back in the pack than I wanted. So you know, a lot of times people slow up right there. So I just kind of gave a couple of good strong pedal strokes, cleared a lot of folks right there. Kind of moved up, just kind of let my momentum keep carrying me forward. Made up a lot of positions and didn't really cost me a whole lot of effort. You can still see some other people still making moves. I kind of settled in for a little bit and start recovering a little bit. Now this guy immediately to my left in the Voodoo kit there, that's Ray Figueroa, I think his last name is. He's kind of been dominating the series here this summer ever since he started doing these crit races. He's actually a fellow mountain bike racer. He's Cat 2 in the 35-39 group. I know he did all right. I think he finished 4th for their group overall in the state series last spring. He's definitely been putting the hammer to folks on the crit circuit, and as a matter of fact, he actually ends up winning this race here today. So we're starting to come up on the corkscrews again, not too far up, and there's a big pile of folks really. And so again, I'd like to have a little bit more clearance, so decided to make a little bit of a move here and tuck in behind Dave to go up the corkscrew here. It's kind of nice not to have to worry about anybody directly in front of you, so we get to take our line however we want and keep right on rolling. I tried several different lines on the corkscrew, and outside, inside, you know, trying to pedal through the turn, trying to cut inside hard, and I still didn't find the line that I really liked the best there. I felt a lot of times like I lost momentum. Maybe I guess everybody does, but you always come off the top of that turn there and off the top of the hill there, and you just really, everybody seems to put down a good chunk of power there for the next few seconds to get rolling again. So I ride here behind Dave for a while. He's pulling like a champ. Kind of talked to him post-race, and he said he didn't really intend to find himself out front, but since he was there, he thought he'd, you know, do some work and do a little pulling. I guess in the future, you know, maybe I might be a little more apt to sticking my nose out and trying to take a turn at the front. But at this point in my Criterium experience, I'm gonna play it safe. Now you can see that, you know, folks are starting to come around. I know Dave's tired, so I drop off of him and grab another wheel to keep moving forward. So you can hear me talking to Andy here on my left. He didn't realize I was at the race today. I didn't get to talk to him before the race. He's one of the guys I talked to at the second race, kind of one of the first people I actually kind of met in the group. So he's a fellow YouTuber. You can check out his race videos as well. I'll put a link to that in the comments down below. So we're just over 3 laps to go. I'm kind of right where I've wanted to be. I feel great. You know, I'm in the top, I don't know, 5 or 10 positions right here at this point, which is where I kind of wanted to be for the entirety of the race. So far, you know, everything's working out exactly how I wanted it to. I'm right where I want to be. I'm feeling good. Having some good thoughts about how the race is going so far. Kind of starting to get swallowed by the pack here. Everybody's, you know, the pack has slowed down considerably for this 11th lap before the last lap. So I'm kind of feeling like this isn't really what I wanted to happen right here towards the end. You know, I wanted to make sure I stayed up closer to the front, and I know that going into to the the next lap, I want to make sure I'm in the top 10 for sure. So I was kind of start looking for opportunities here to move up. Again, folks are kind of, it's easy pace, so the pack is more grouped up here, and there's not a whole lot of openings. So I'm just going to kind of sit tight for a little bit until I get a chance to get around some people. You can hear me talking to Brandon on my left. He had posted earlier that he really wanted to get a top 10 today, and I had originally been thinking that whenever if I can make it out to this race, that I would do my best to help him, make that happen. I forgot to talk to him about it before the race, though, so I kind of had that in the back of my mind, but at the same time, I hadn't really seen him much in the race at all, and at this, by this point, I had written it off and said, well, he's not there, it's not going to happen. But then there he was. He's not too far now. So well, maybe we can make something happen. So here we are on the final lap. I pushed the pedals a couple times. I'm just trying to make a little ground up. I look across there, and Brandon's over there. I kind of give him a head nod, and my intention there was for him to hopefully pick up that I was going to jump out there and try to lead out for him. So I kind of put my head down and start pushing here. Turn back, and he's nowhere to be seen. So now I'm kind of stuck out here, nose in the wind. I'm kind of thinking, well, what should I do here? I've been pushing quite hard for what I've got to give it at that point. End up, finally basically having to back off here, and everyone starts coming around. That's pretty much all she wrote. I'm pretty much out of gas from that little bit of effort. I know I'm not going to be able to get up there and give any kind of contention for a top spot, and so at this point, I'm a little disappointed looking back now. But I basically throw in the towel, sit up, and let everybody go. So for next time around, a few things will happen. Better communication if I'm actually going to try to do a lead out with somebody rather than a last minute head nod thinking that I'm going to somehow telepathically give that information over to them. That didn't work, and I should have picked up on that it didn't work also, and not gone out there and blown myself up in the first half of that last lap. So I was pretty much done, sat up and finished, rolled across the finish here. Not quite DFL, but not too far ahead of too many guys. I guess strategy for next time around will be to improve upon that. So there we go. Another crit race finished at least. Even though my finishing position was not much to brag about. Very happy with how I did all the way up until that last little bit there. So lessons learned, and we'll do better next time. All right, man. Until next time, that'll do it.